All right, Stephen Key, and I'm back with Marc.
Venture capitalist Marc Portney. He's brought hundreds of products to market.
I guarantee that you have at least one item in your house that I was responsible for.
The second he's convinced of a product, he'll invest.
Okay, you know what's really crazy? I think it was last week, we had you on one of our special classes. We call it Smart Pitch, where we have all these students and they're just they're submitting ideas, and they get together with these bi-monthly meetings. And I invited you, but something you said that just really, everybody kind of took a step back. You talked about fear. You talked about, why are people scared? Why are they fearful when they're submitting ideas? I want to talk about that again.
Oh, that would be great. I would love to talk about that.
So go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Well, ask the question.
Every inventor, every entrepreneur, they're sending their ideas to companies, and they're kind of waiting by the phone or waiting by the computer, but they're kind of scared at times. They're scared about what someone's going to say about my product, or maybe they're not going to like me, or maybe I'm an imposter. I don't know. What are they thinking, and why are they scared?
I have no idea, Stephen. I mean, that's why I went a little bit crazy on the meeting, and people did take a step back, because when I posed the question to everyone, and here's the question again: what are you afraid of? I fear nothing in business. What's the biggest? Tell me. We're going to have an experiment with this video, Stephen. I want everybody that watches this video to comment and tell me, on God's green earth, what could you possibly be afraid of? I don't understand. You don't look good in those slacks. You're ugly. You got a big nose. What are you afraid that they're going to say to you?
They're going to say they don't like my baby. They don't like my product.
Who gives a shit? Who cares? If they don't like your baby, there's 640 people that do like your baby or will like your baby. So everybody out there. So you dated and you met the first guy, and all of a sudden he didn't like you, or you met the first girl and they didn't like you. What'd you do? Hang up the gloves and go cry in your apartment? No. You went back out there and you said, there's got to be another girl for me. There's got to be another guy for me. And you keep going. There's not going to be a perfect match every time.
But I'm nervous. I don't know if I'm going to say the right thing, and maybe I'm going to make a fool of myself.
Guess what? Every time you do it, and if you do make a fool out of yourself, I guarantee you one thing. I don't make a lot of guarantees, but you're never going to do that again. Okay, which is why I have a doctorate in failure. I've said this a million times. Why do I know more than the average bear? Because I've taken it in the bunghole too many times. I'll never do that again. So when you do something and it doesn't feel good, you don't do it again. That's it. So I want people, again, I'm going to say this again. We get thousands of views, Stephen. Thousands. What do we get? We get 80 or 100 comments. I don't want 100 comments. I promise everyone right now, I will sit there like a moron and read every single comment that comes in, and I will personally respond to you. Tell me what you're afraid of. Let's make a really
I'm afraid that they just won't like my product. I'm afraid that I'm a failure. I'm afraid I have to tell my friends I didn't do it. I'm afraid. Maybe I'm afraid.
Don't tell your friends. Don't tell your friends. Just submit it. So if I don't like it, or somebody else doesn't like it, or a major corporation doesn't like it, does that mean it's game over? It's never game over. Never game over. It's only over when you, as the inventor or submitter, say it's over.
Okay. But Marc, why don't they know that I'm not a professional? Because I haven't really done it before, and maybe they'll think I'm just like, I have a day job, and they're thinking, what am I doing?
Who cares? I'm not a professional either. I can't invent my way out of a paper bag. I'm not as smart as the inventors are. I'm just good at what I'm good at. The inventors are good at what they're good at. I don't care what they do for a living. If they come up with an item that solves a problem and possibly consumable, but not necessarily. But if they're getting it done and they show them something, what does it matter what you do for a day job? How many super successful inventors drop the day job?
I know, but I'm reaching out to you, and you've been on TV, and everybody knows you, and and I'm just this person back in the middle of the country, and maybe I'm not worthy. I don't know. What are they thinking?
That's absolutely poppycock. I mean, I speak to everyone. I look at everything because you never know where it's going to turn up. Right. Everyone's worthy. That's what you have to think of. I know we're going to hear some bullshit in the comments, but I want to speak to these people. I want to explain to them. As long as you have a reasonable comment, I'm going to respond to it. If you're going to be a moron, I'm not going to respond to it, obviously. But I mean, I will read every single comment. And you don't have to like me. I don't care if you like me. What I care about is that you tell me what you're afraid of so we can put this shit behind us so you can submit and be successful. I want everyone to be successful.
There you go. Everybody, you heard it. What are you afraid of? I want to hear it down below. Let's get down to the bottom of this problem, because I know a lot of you are not taking action. A lot of you are frightened, and you're just not moving forward with your product ideas, and you're not reaching out to companies because you're doubting yourself. So don't do that. Subscribe down below to this channel. Tell your friends, and tell Marc what you think. Marc, thank you very much.
Thanks, Stephen.